I'm curious how, I don't even know if you remember how you guys were doing before, joining the program, because it's been a while. So let's start from there. How you were doing with your symptoms before you started the program, and then how you found this program. Do you remember that?
That was my mom, not me.
Yes, you can tell about the symptoms all fine.
How was I doing before the program? I'd say before the program, I wasn't doing very well. Um, I was having a lot of trouble with my symptoms with FND. I mean, I could explain more, but I don't think I really need to. You need to keep it short, and it's not like there's any more I could say. I wasn't doing like good, or at least I wasn't doing as well as I am now. So
Mhm. Yeah. And on top of the FND symptoms, you also had a pain, right? Chronic pain.
I also had chronic pain, which is something that's really common with FND. So, usually when I think of FND, I just think of my chronic pain like together with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Arthur, do you remember where your chronic pain usually was happening in your body?
Yeah, it was the neck. It's not really hard to forget.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And how were these symptoms impacting your kind of day-to-day life?
Well, um, I couldn't, the thing that was most impacting was that I couldn't like do things like most people could like they could go to school and then they could do something after school and then maybe even do something like after that. Or like, people could just do more than me in a day. And I just couldn't do like I could only really go to school in a day. And then I had to go and lay down. And then even when I like was at home and I was laying down and doing nothing, I still had to have like a heating pack on. And I had trouble doing like a lot of chores or just like labor in general. Uh,
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. I remember those days. Yeah. And then Kate, from your perspective, what was it like for you as a parent watching your child struggling?
Well, first of all, we were trying to get this diagnosis. It took us a long time. It took us over 2 years, I would say, to finally find the diagnosis. And at first, when he had tremors, we were sure that it was just, something that comes and goes, so it's okay. But then when kind of pain was added to it, that was much harder because we were trying to, use like physical therapy, trying ibuprofen as per our, pediatrician, and it didn't work. And of course, knowing how it affects his daily life, it was really hard because we didn't have any answers. Finally, we met with neurologists, and again we didn't have any answers because neurologists told us, like, I've never heard about having pain every day. This is ridiculous. Like, I don't know what it is. And when I talked about the tremors and I asked maybe we should see some, other specialists, said, well, you can check with like movement disorders clinic. So that's how we ended up at Children's National, where the doctor finally told us what he thinks it might be, and he ordered more tests. And when I looked up the diagnosis, I was, finally realized that that's it. That's it. But it took us additional half a year to get diagnosed because we had to go through tests. We had to wait for the next appointment. And even before we had 100% diagnosis from the movement disorder specialist, I already knew it was FND, and I was researching heavily everywhere. And I found only good program. Like, I went to FND Hope, and there were not a lot of providers, so we really couldn't help find anything in our area. The only thing I found that was legit was clinic in California, which it's kind of hard to do because you have to take time off school, you have to find accommodations, and I was kind of thinking about it, and then randomly I found your channel on YouTube, and I started to listen to the videos, and I realized that this is it. This is the answer, because everything you were talking about made so much sense to me. And I was reading other websites, and everything kind of was pointing at, this is the way. And I was very hesitant to try it and to actually apply for it. But then what do I have to lose? Because we didn't have any other way to work with it. We don't have any specialists in our area. Even neurologists that diagnose us, his only job is to diagnose. They don't provide any treatment. They don't offer any treatment. We don't have anything that applies to us within our reach. So this was my like last hope, I would say. And when we went into the program, I really didn't know what to expect, but I kind of trusted that what to do based on your experience and based on what you were talking about. And that's how we got into program. And you're saying that we don't remember how it was before that. I actually think about this pretty often. I think about huge programs. So we started the program in the beginning of March, and now it's mid-December, and I remember this progress as it's like yesterday, because I just remember the feeling of hopelessness, the feeling that you can't help your child, you don't know how to help. And I do remember this really well, the contrast of what we have now. We have confidence, we have a way, we have a vision, we have different goals, and we see so much improvement in school and daily life and our family life as well.
So I was totally off, I thought you forgot about it, because things are so well now, but okay, I hear you. Okay, got it. So, yeah, so then you started the program, and I guess let's start with you, Arthur. What was your experience like? Things have evolved so much since then.
Okay, so my experience with the program at first was, I mean, I was really nervous. Because I mean, I know that there's a lot, like, especially on the internet, there's a lot of people who, they try to tell you that like they know how to make you feel better or how to cure you from something, like in a neurological way, and then they just kind of like like they scam you like they're grifters. And I wasn't worried that you were a grifter, but I was worried like I don't think like it's been like so many years with me having this. I don't think like that just having a different just thinking differently is going to really change anything. So I was doing it, and I was excited to do it, and I was really ready for it, but also I was kind of like apprehensive about it because um like part of me was like this isn't gonna work, and then the other part of me was like what do I do if this doesn't work? So that was kind of how I was feeling when I first went into it. um I'm kind of sorry that I went in like so negatively, but that's kind of how I felt when I first started off. But as soon as I started, like even like just with the first video, like I started realizing, oh, this stuff, like um this, like what's in this course is something that I can't find like anywhere else. Like not in like a training your brain way even, but just like how much you know about FND. Like there was a lot that I didn't know was linked to it before I started like taking like the lessons, and I was watching all the videos, and it really like everything started to make sense. And I think that's when I kind of started thinking more positively. I started having a lot more hope and faith in it. And from there, when I just like got more into doing it, my own faith in getting better was really what ended up pushing me to I guess get better now.
Mm-hmm.
That's really
I
how
love your honesty, so thank you.
yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm actually glad. I'm actually glad that you being honest, with yourself. So because that's the best way, to understand and find a way to help you, right? So you could have just lied, oh, everything is fine, right? But it's at the end of the day, it's your body and it's your life. So I'm really glad that you're very self-expressive, you know? Yeah. What about you, Kate? What was your experience as a parent?
So as a parent, I was very eager to dive in and solve everything. And the first time we had to kind of come up with our goals. which makes a lot of sense. Like, what do we want to get out of this program? And my main goals were, to learn about FND, help him with FND, get rid of the chronic pain. So mostly I was very focused on the symptoms and getting rid of the symptoms, because I think that was very so that's something you can see on the surface, and you think that once you see the improvement, that's when it's gone. So I was very eager, and I thought that, I was trying to do all the modules and this and that, and it was not really easy, because some modules I had to do several times, because first of all, I wanted to kind of carve it into my brain, understand it more. And also there are a lot of things that you need to try to apply, and I keep learning, I keep trying to apply those things, every day, and kind of change the way that I deal with stuff on the everyday basis. And it's not easy, because as he went through a transformation, it was also transformation for me, because I had to change my thinking and my way of helping him, and what was actually the way of helping him. And along the way, I learned just a lot of stuff about, about parenting a teenager, about myself, about my goals, and how can I help by actually not being a helicopter parent, but just let him take the kind of role in that, like, main role, and actually do stuff for himself. Because at first I was worried that he's not going to do it, maybe it's too boring, and like, did you go to the meeting? Are you going to the meeting? So I was still kind of hovering and trying to push him into it. But I actually understand now that as soon as the person kind of makes a goal for themselves, that's when they're willing to work. And also another important thing that I had, that I know is very crucial, is accepting the diagnosis that you have, because
Mm.
a lot of people don't do that and try to find something else. And I knew that, he was always healthy, and we did all the tests, everything was fine. And this diagnosis made so much sense to me that, I immediately thought, yes, that's it. So I stopped kind of digging and tried to come up with new things. So I kind of not settled, but I, found a thing, and we just worked on what we kind of knew that we had to do. So I remember you saying that, I'm saying, okay, we don't do those meetings. We didn't do that together. We didn't put out, like, let ourselves to know our goals and this and that. And you were like, trust your children, trust your kids, and they will do it. And eventually, you were telling me, well, he actually did the modules, he did the test. And I'm like, okay, well, that was surprising at first, but then he actually finished all the modules for his 15th birthday. And so there was definitely a driving force, because he started to see improvement, and that was driving him. And for me, there were a couple modules that took me a long time. So one module took me like 3 weeks, because I really wanted to retrain my brain, kind of reset all the things that I'm used to do, and kind of doing the new way. And whatever worries I have, and anxieties, and everything that parents have about their children, to kind of retrain myself how to deal with that, and how to reformulate that, so that it's not in a way, and it's helpful for him, for myself, and for our family too.
Actually,
Mhm.
also took a really long time on the
Yeah.
third, so that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Some modules, might be easier to implement, while others might be like, whoa, okay, that's a lot of things to do. Yeah, totally. And so as you've gone through the program, and I'm curious, Arthur, when kind of looking back, when you start feeling like you were making some progress.
When I started feeling like I made some progress, I think even like just on the first module, I felt like I had made progress like with starting to know about what FND is. So that was the first step, was really the what felt like the biggest leap for me. But that's kind of a hack answer. So I don't want to say that. Instead, I'm going to say, I think actually the third one, like definitely, like the retraining your brain thing. I think I was doing that and then also using the, oh my God, I forgot what they were called, but it was like the calm down like actions or whatever they were. And
Coping
then
techniques or
yes, the
something. Yeah.
coping mechanisms,
Coping
those kinds
kit.
of things.
Yeah.
The
Mm.
coping kit. And then also at the same time, I was using that teen FND like workbook thing, and I was doing the 3-day reset training like program with the like brain reboot thing.
Mhm.
I was doing all of those like at once because I really wanted to hammer it in. And you know, I think after I did that, and like I had really committed myself to it. And then after I did that, I felt like, you know, I had taken like a really big step. Like I felt like that was when I started to grow, really.
Mm. Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
So fast track, you know, to sort of like where you are now. How are you doing day to day basis
You
compared
know,
to how you were before?
I'm medicated now. You know, I don't like I used to like twitch at least once a month or have tremors at least once a month, but now I don't. I don't have them like at all, which is kind of crazy. And I feel like I'm jinxing myself with that one. But
Just
you know,
and I
but
used to feel a lot of anxiety about that going to school because I knew that I had to, you know, pick him up, and we kind of, it always was like emergency for us. And then when he started this school year, and I remember we're talking about it, you said, okay, so okay, what's the worst that can happen? Okay, well, you know, I'm gonna, you know, come pick him up and this. So I kind of realized that a different response to it, even my response, and not kind of worrying about this anymore, it also helps, you know,
yeah.
and from
S-
parent perspective. I'm
School is
sorry.
definitely the biggest problem, yeah. But yeah, the difference is I feel way better now. Like I'm basically how like back to kind of, well, not really back to how I was before, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mhm.
because it's been so long, you know, since you've been on this journey. Yeah. And so what, based on your experience, what would you say to other families who are watching this video or thinking about joining the program but haven't yet? So they're kind of contemplating. What would you say to both teens and the parents?
You wanna say on me?
Do you want to go first?
Okay, I'll go first. I think that's the best thing that happened to us in, you know, 2024. And I think it just kind of was fate that I found your YouTube channel. And I thought, you know, if not now, when? Because we kind of out of options. So I felt desperate, honestly. And I just feel really grateful that we found this program. And I didn't know what it's gonna, you know, what's gonna happen, how we're gonna come out of this, but I'm super glad we just took a leap of faith, and you know, it didn't happen overnight. It's a progress. It's still, you know, in progress, but the progress is so huge that it's definitely helped us, you know, as a family feel much better, and you know, for our dynamics, and just it's been life changing, honestly, because again, as I said, that I do remember how it felt before, and it was very unsettling. We didn't have anyone to kind of count on, and you know, give us any advice, because again, basically neurologists told us, well, now you just have to retrain your brain, but we don't have any specialists here, so you're kind of on your own. You just, you know, you just hang in there and, you know, wait what happens. But I think if we would have waited more, I think it would have gotten much worse, honestly, because now knowing techniques that help, you know, with you know, retraining brain, the autonomic nervous system kind of regulation, it's just really helpful. And you have to put some work into it, of course, but it's definitely worth it. So I feel like this was a great thing that happened to us, and I'm very grateful that, we have met you and that we're in
Mm.
the program. And again, we have meetings with the parents, and I was, as I was saying once before, I was kind of looking up to Janelle because she was ahead of us, and I was just, listening to her words to see, like, does it get better? Like, what's happening? So, and now I feel like other parents that join kind of later than us listen to us, and they kind of, eager to learn about the progress, and it helps them mentally to kind of stay focused and, keep doing their thing that they're supposed to be doing, because if you're doing it, it will help. If you're not doing it, then of course, I don't know. So I'm super proud of Arthur that he was actually pull it off, because it takes a lot of time, takes a lot of determination, and a lot of motivation that, sometimes is not there, especially if you feel very tired, if you feel overworked, if you have brain fog, if you have chronic pain. So it's really hard to just get yourself to do something. But he actually did this. This is all he's doing. And we were just supporting him by not interfering, basically. So he had control in his hands, and we let him take the reign and actually do it himself. And I think he did great. So I'm very happy, and I'm super impressed by, his strengths in this journey.
Yeah, great. Arthur, what would you say to other teens or family?
Um, I would say do it, like absolutely. You should do it. You should definitely do it. It changed my life. It changed a lot of other kids' lives, like all the other kids who were in the program that I saw. Um, they all like got like better, even if it took a really long while. Um, so yeah, do it. You really get out of it what you put into it. Um, it's a lot about being determined and just trying and not giving up on it. Yeah, sorry. I don't really know what to say, but you should absolutely do it. I'm talking to you right now.
That's great. That's great. Yeah. Do you feel like it's worthy of giving a shot, Arthur, even if kind of like how you started, like you wanted to get better, but you were also kind of, like skeptical and then not sure, right? What to expect. So do you feel like that, if somebody is in that space, it's still worthy of, giving it a shot?
Yeah, even if you're really doubtful of it, it absolutely is worth giving it a shot.
Mm.
Um, like I said, like the amount that you put into it, you take out of it. So like once you really put yourself into doing it and you devote yourself to trying to get better, you're going to get better, like absolutely. And I think that doing the program is definitely part of that. And then also doing the program helps you to get you thinking about getting better, like consistently.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for your
Thank
input
you,
and
Dr.
Thank you.
insight. Yeah, it's really helpful. I think more than anything, many families are feeling hope that they
Yes,
didn't have,
yes.
right? So that makes a huge difference, and that's a start. And so hearing from, families like you will only inspire them to feel like, oh, maybe they can do that too. So
Yes,
amazing.
I hope so, because we want to help other people too, because we understand the position they're in. It's very helpless position. It's very hard.
Yeah.
And isolating too, feel like you're doing this alone.
Yes, exactly.
Well, thank you so much for your time today. I'm super excited, for many
Thank you for
families
having
to
me.
Thank you so
watch
much.
this. Yeah, of course, of course.